Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 23rd. You have this horse card. It says freedom in action. You also have this dove. It says peace and serenity on it. So a lot of you are probably looking for more freedom or, looking to set yourself free. I think all earth signs kind of do have a focus on freedom in their readings. It's probably Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus really pushes us to just create more freedom in our lives. And it could be any type of freedom that you want. It doesn't really matter. And I would just say that you're probably, you are an earth sign, so that Uranus and Taurus energy is going to affect you more than other people. And, I think you're just trying to create more freedom, or you're trying to set yourself free, which would be a good thing. At the beginning of this reading, I also felt like saying March 26th. That's almost what I said at the beginning of the reading, not December, not December 23rd or whatever this week is, but which is funny. But, there could be something coming up for you at the end of March. I will say that, most of the retrograde energy will have moved on by the end of March. And really, we're still in the Mars retrograde shadow until the end of April. But, again, there might be something happening in the month of March for you. You have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Cups coming up here. The Eight of Pentacles kind of tells me that you're just working. I think you're hard at work. I don't think this is a bad thing either. I think the Eight of Pentacles is a card of seeing results for the work that you do. I always say that the Eight of Pentacles represents material success on the horizon. So he is about to increase his earnings in the future with the work that he does. So, again, this is pretty good. You have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is, of course, a card of growth and success coming in for you. It's a passion, represents a passionate new beginning, but really I feel a lot of growth here. And we even go over to the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a great card of growth. So whatever you are thinking about doing, or if you're feeling inspired to do something new, because the Ace of Wands can represent out with the old, in with the new, then I would definitely say that whatever this new thing is going to be very successful. Now, I will say that you have the Five of Wands and the Seven of Swords. The Five of Wands is conflict and competition. So you might be thinking about, working on a project or a business or doing something where there is competition. The Seven of Swords would actually be your solution. The Seven of Swords is about doing things in a different way, and we'll talk more about it in a minute, but he is sneaking away from this army that's in the background, and he's stealing their swords. So instead of entering into the competition, he is going around the competition. And I think that if you have an idea to work on something that is competitive, that the Seven of Swords is basically saying you need to find a way to go to kind of like just make it so there's no competition, right? Or so that you can go around the competition. And that's what I would do there. You have the Six of Cups. Sometimes I just feel that the Six of Cups is a gift from the universe. Usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround. So we can be bumping up against an obstacle. Six of Cups comes in and it can represent the removal of an obstacle. And so I think a lot of you are just kind of like overcoming obstacles at this time. You even end with the Hermit, which is your card. And the Hermit has overcome an obstacle. He's climbed to the top of a mountain. So, it looks to me like some of you have overcome an obstacle, or you are. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups here. Two of Cups, could be love, but the Two of Cups can also represent you and your higher self. And this right here is the Staff of Hermes, which represents communication. So the Two of Cups can represent communicating with your higher self. And I think it would be an amazing time for you to tap into your higher self, or for you to do things to communicate with your higher self. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely working on something new, right? So whatever new thing you are putting your work into, I think that it's going to be worth it for sure. The Eight of Pentacles can sometimes say, is the work that I'm doing, is it actually worth it? Sometimes I think with the Eight of Pentacles as well, we can have a hard time noticing that we are making progress. With the Eight of Pentacles, we have to zoom out. We have to back up. He's too close to the work that he's doing. He's buried his face in it, basically. So with the Eight of Pentacles, sometimes we have to take a step back and look at what we have accomplished, because then that's the only time we will realize that we actually, kind of have grown, or we have, made progress. And so I definitely feel some of you maybe need to take a pause for a minute with that Eight of Pentacles and just say, I have made a lot of progress. You have the Chariot. The Chariot is about setting yourself apart. Funny enough, exactly what I was talking about with that Seven of Swords. He is leaving the city behind him because everything is the same, and he is going a new direction. He doesn't really know where he's going, but he is in perfect alignment with what he wants. He has these stars right here, these moons right here, represents as above, so below. So he is in alignment with what he wants, and those two sphinxes represent the mysteries of the universe, and so they are guiding him towards whatever he wants. But he just, he might not be able to see like where he is going. He doesn't necessarily know if he's going in the right direction or not. He just stays in alignment, and I think that would be very good for you. But again, he's setting himself apart. If you're doing something where there is competition, I would be asking yourself, like, how can I set myself apart? Or, what is my unique skill that I can bring to the table? Especially if you're starting a business or something along those lines. It's like, when you think about it, all the great companies that, have taken off over the years, they all have that, they can be in a competitive environment, but they have something that makes them unique. And, I think this reading is saying, like, what is the thing that will make you stand out above the competition? This isn't about, it's like literally the reading is saying, like, don't take part in the competition. You have the skills necessary to set yourself apart. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this intuition card, Two of Cups for sure. You have this change your tune card as well. So I think you need to trust your intuition and definitely tap into that higher self energy with the Two of Cups. The change your tune card, I feel, is saying that you need to, again, you could be focusing too much on the competition with the Five of Wands, or you could be saying like, oh, I'll never be able to, accomplish this thing I want because there's too many people doing it. And so I think you need to start looking for other solutions. Again, there's no doubt about it that Five of Wands is competition, but I always say the fives in the tarot have the easiest solutions, and the Five of Wands is all about learning from the competition. So I would learn from the competition, and I would also, do things to set yourself apart from the competition. I would also like fill in gaps as well. I think people, kind of miss out on that a lot. Like there's a ton of opportunity. I've built very successful businesses just filling in the gaps. That's it. Just doing what the competition is not, right? And so I think the Five of Wands is encouraging you to do all that. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can, most people read it as lying, cheating, stealing. I would definitely be careful, like going this way, Six of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. If you have dealt with an inconsistent person in the past, this could definitely say this person is still inconsistent, and so run away from it with the Chariot, right? The Chariot is moving away from the Six of Cups, so obviously I would avoid that. But really, I think this is about doing things in a different way. Again, the Seven of Swords is a good card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. So he is stealing those swords from an army in the background, and he is doing that so that they can't go to war with him the next day. So it's like, how can you do something in a different way, like we already said? The other thing is that the card can represent being sneaky, but it basically says work in silence. It's like, obviously, if there's competition, you don't want to be talking about the stuff you're doing so that the competition can change and do what you're doing, right? So I think that, I always look at him as being in a very delicate position. He is carrying those swords by their tips. So for the time being, he has to be careful with what he is doing, meaning he can't be talking about it all over the place. And so I do feel that the Seven of Swords is saying it would be a good time for you to kind of keep what you're doing to yourself just for right now. He doesn't have to keep it to himself forever. He just has to do it until he kind of like establishes himself. Then he can talk about what he's doing. But until that point, I would keep things to yourself. You have the Justice card. I feel really good about this Justice card. I feel like some of you are literally getting justice or are getting like positive karma for what you went through. It's kind of funny because we go over to the Nine of Swords, and personally I consider the Nine of Swords to be the worst card in the tarot. But I almost feel like you are seeing someone get their karma, or you could know someone who's getting their karma. So it could actually be a good thing. With the Five of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. So, whenever a card repeats itself, it's basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So there you go, competition. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Star. The Star is about kind of like maintaining your focus in this situation. With the star, we need to have a North Star. We need to pick one thing that we focus on and then we make it happen. So I would set out to, accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish with this reading and make it your only focus and make it happen with the star. The other thing about the star is it is a card of getting a bird's eye view. And we have the Eight of Pentacles twice right here with the star. So I think that, again, the Eight of Pentacles is definitely saying you need to back up and you need to see like exactly how much work you have accomplished. It's funny because like this year I said to my assistant, I was like, oh my God, I haven't gotten anything done this year. And like then I basically took a step back and looked at everything all the other stuff that I've done this year. And I ended up having to hire another person because I've done too much, right? I had to hire a person to like organize a bunch of videos and like all this other stuff. And so, again, it like I said, I think sometimes, I've experienced it is what I'm trying to spit out here, Virgo, is like sometimes I think we can do a lot of work and we think we didn't do anything. But when we take a step back, we did do a lot of work. And, the star is all about kind of like seeing it. With the Justice card, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of like knowing that you can do something and really internalizing that belief. And that's what I feel for you. I think that, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you need to develop the belief. You need to know that you can accomplish something. And there's a million ways we can do this, affirmations, scripting. We can start having those small wins, pretty much anything. But I would be stacking all of that type of stuff so that you can internalize the belief. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this exploration card. It says, right now you need to search and explore. It's okay to wander until you find home. You have that Knight of Wands as your first card. Knight of Wands is a great card for exploration. You have this Dragonfly Spirit. It says, shift your way of thinking and tackle the issue from a different angle. Are you kidding? That's literally what we've been saying this entire time. So this whole entire reading is about kind of going after something from a different perspective or from a different angle. The Knight of Wands would definitely encourage exploration, but the Knight of Wands is very spontaneous. If one way to do something doesn't work, he is open and willing to try to do something in a different way. He isn't stuck only doing something one way. So, obviously this doing things from different angles is going to be important. He's also like the true builder in the tarot. I look at him as a true builder. Like if he's on his journey and he encounters like somewhere where he needs to build a bridge, he'll build the bridge, So if there are things that he needs to create for his journey, he will do it. And I definitely feel the Knight of Wands is saying like, be willing to create. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. We do have the Empress here. So a lot of you, and we have the Star here. This is kind of a little bit of a glow up vibe going on in the reading, going from the Star, Nine of Pentacles to the Empress, because the Empress can represent having a glow up. But, again, I think that a lot of you could be glowing up here. A lot of you could be improving your environment as well. The Nine of Pentacles is about your environment. She's a card of heaven on earth, but she has to, create that environment of heaven on earth first before she can have it. So a lot of you could be creating heaven on earth. You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare. I always say he has gone to bed, he's had a nightmare, then he's woken up and he's stuck in a nightmare. So the Nine of Swords can say that you went through a round situation. We go from the Two of Cups to the Seven of Swords to the Nine of Swords. We have the Six of Cups to the Justice to the Nine of Swords. So a lot of you, this could be like a past situation. I almost feel this is saying it's like I feel like you need to do something here. Like if you're still feeling a past person, I'm not saying, I don't think you'd go back to this person, by the way, but it's not like a major part of the reading, but if you are still feeling attached to a person in some way, which could just be that they pop into your head from time to time and you kind of think about it, then I would like do something like write a letter and burn it, do a protection ritual, like whatever you want to do. I would do something to like block that energy out. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Like all earth signs, I feel like you are getting closer to your heart. Earth sign energy for the past few years has been all about following your heart. So, I think a lot of you with the Queen of Cups here are, tapping into that more heart-based energy. We even see it with the Ace of Cups because the Ace of Cups is whatever causes your heart to overflow. And so I think a lot of you could be moving more towards that heart-based energy. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is about kind of messages or communication coming in for you. I do kind of feel that, like if you've been waiting for communication or waiting for a message, that you could be getting communication or a message that's coming in for you. I also feel this could be just a new beginning that's coming in for you as well. With the Nine of Swords, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords is kind of like a card of knowledge and wisdom. Like, I feel like you need to learn. You need to realize that you learned a lot from a past situation. Whatever this painful, I think you went through a painful situation. Let's put it this way. I think you've been through a painful situation. I think it's something that you think about from time to time. It doesn't even have to be a breakup. It could just be a person that hurt you, or, getting fired from your job, or, whatever the story is. The King of Swords is about like looking at what you learned from that situation. He turns knowledge into wisdom. He is a card of doing that. And so I think you need to take what you learned and turn it into wisdom. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says conclusions are within reach, which is good. Kind of says you're close to your goal. You have this communication is key card as well. If you are dealing with a person, or if you are communicating with a new person, obviously communication is key. You have the Ace of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Hermit came out together, and then the Empress card. The Ace of Cups is about doing things that cause flow. The Ace of Cups can easily reach down into this water below it, and it can fill itself back up. So I always think of the Ace of Cups as something that we can do endlessly. It could be a job, it could be a career, it could be a business. But the Ace of Cups is about finding something in your life that you can do endlessly so that you can be more successful. You have the King of Wands and the Hermit. The Hermit, of course, is you here, Virgo. So whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. The King of Wands, I feel, is about you embracing courage. Every single Earth sign reading that I've done all 2024 has basically said you need to be bold, assertive, courageous, and really go for what you want, right? So I think it's still, and again, this will probably continue for years to come, that you will get like the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, Chariot, things like that, because, I think if there's anything you want, you really, really have to go for it. And you probably have to challenge yourself as well. Five of Wands, Five of Wands is not necessarily a bad card. It can say that you need to challenge yourself to go beyond your limitations, right? And you need to make something happen. So I would definitely do that. I do also feel there could be a fire sign. You've had a fire sign with me for a long time. So if you want love, there could be a fire sign. It could also be an earth sign as well with the Page of Pentacles. You have the Empress. So like I said, a little bit of glow up energy going on here. I feel a lot of you could be getting more attention. This could be in any area of your life. The Empress is also about total abundance. So I think your ticket to abundance here, Virgo, is the Five of Wands, is learning from competition and going around the competition, which is what I said. And then you have this dragonfly card that says shift your way of thinking and tackle the issue from a different angle. So I think your ticket to abundance is through, kind of like setting yourself apart from competition. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Judgment card. I would definitely be careful of a past person trying to mess things up for you. It's coming up in the good stuff, but I don't consider the Six of Cups to be an ex coming back, but I do consider the Judgment card to be someone trying to come back. So, again, and you don't need to leave a comment saying I don't want anyone from the past, because I get it. I encourage everyone in my readings to not go back to the past. Let me make it clear, not go back to the past, right? I'm literally like the only reader on here that says do not go back to an ex. So I think it's silly. I think that it's ridiculous, plain and simple. So, and I'm not hating on any of the other readers. I totally get it, but what I would say is it rarely works out. So that's what I would say here. The Judgment card could also be good because it can say you're finding your purpose. Again, the Ace of Cups is what causes your heart to overflow, so you could be discovering something that causes more flow. With the King of Wands and the Hermit, you have the Death card. Yeah, it does seem to be a transformative week. I am a little bit surprised at like how much the Death card has come up this week. So, I just wasn't expecting it, but definitely could be one of those weeks where people are changing. With the Empress, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is planting seeds in a new direction. The Knight of Pentacles would kind of say that you are making progress, or you are kind of like growing in some way, and so I like it. You have this boat. It says money, property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. So, there could be more money with the Empress for sure, and the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles that's coming in for you here. You have this rat card. It says someone working against you or behind your back. Mars retrograde. I would just avoid drama, avoid gossip as much as you possibly can. You have this 4-leaf clover. It says great good fortune on it, so it does look like a very fortunate reading. And I think, but again, I think your ticket to success here is, I think what you have to do to get this is find a way around the competition, wherever the competition is. The competition could be in love as well. And so this could be you just doing things in a different way. You have this flute card. It says disappointment in a friend or a lover. I think a lot of people are being disappointed. The problem is, we're in a time where the mask is coming off. I mean, we're in a time of truth. So, I think a lot of us could be, over the past few years and for the next few years, people are really going to show us their true colors. The other thing that I think is hard for people right now is that, probably you felt like, if someone's showing you their true colors, or if multiple people are, it's like you probably saw it at the beginning and then you didn't trust yourself, and then it's like you had to go through something to realize that a person was like a bozo or whatever. And so I think that's also part of the challenge. You have this fan card that says romance, celebration, and party. Yeah, I think it would be a good week for you to celebrate, have fun, socialize, all that other good stuff. But this is a really good reading here, Virgo. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.